What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Hughie Fury makes a successful return to the ring by knocking out Chris Norrad in the second round. Hughie Fury in this fight did exactly what he had to do. Chris Norrad really wasn't anything special. In fact, he was very, very limited, and he looked out of his depth from the first second of the first round. But regardless, it was important for Hughie to look good, and it was important for Hughie to get a nice quick knockout after his last fight, and he did that. Can we read too much into this performance? No, but it's a good confidence booster and a step in the right direction. In the first round, Hughie Fury comes out and he's actually trying to force the action, flicking out his jab and looking to land that right hand to the head. He landed a really good right hand, basically at the start of the fight. I think it was in the first minute. A good right hand that landed to the head, good chopping right hand. And it sounded like a meaty punch. In the first round, it looked like Hughie was being more aggressive than usual, and he was trying to sit down on his punches a bit more. In the first round, Hughie Fury also went to the body a couple of times. Some nice right hands to the body that seemed quite effective. It looked like Chris Norrad was feeling those body shots right away. And in the first round, Hughie Fury was pretty dominant. He was forcing Norrad back and he was landing some good shots. In round one, Norrad was basically just covering up, trying to be defensive and trying to get through the round. In the first round, Norrad really showed no ambition whatsoever. And, that basically continued in round two. Hughie Fury again taking the lead, popping that jab, forcing Norrad back, and Hughie was looking for big shots. Hughie also went down to the body in round two as well, again landing a couple of good body shots. Hughie managed to navigate Chris Norrad to the ropes, and he started unloading. He went to the body, came up with a couple of right hands to the head, and Chris Norrad went down. And Norrad wasn't badly hurt. He was getting counted and he got up at 9, but the referee waved it off. I think the referee should have let it continue, to be quite honest, but you could argue Norrad was kind of looking for a way out. He had no ambition whatsoever in this fight. So despite the stoppage being slightly premature, am I really that upset? No, because ultimately it was a mismatch and he wasn't trying to win, let's be honest about it. Also, the knockout blow, in my opinion, landed on the back of the head. So, arguably it was a foul shot. But, listen, Chris Norrad was getting beat either way. So, it is what it is. But congratulations to Hughie Fury for rebounding from that loss to Kubrat Pulev. Hopefully now he can push on and, step up through the levels of competition. But all in all, I felt this was a decent performance from Hughie Fury. He got the guy out of there early. He looked fairly aggressive. He was landing some good clubbing shots, and he had it all his own way. He barely got hit in this fight. I don't think he got hit once. So, fair play to Hughie Fury for getting the job done in double quick fashion and in a dominant fashion. Where does Hughie Fury go next? I would like to see gradual step-ups. I would love to see Hughie fight the winner of Dave Allen and David Price, but I can't see that fight happening. At domestic level, I think Hughie Fury will be seen as high risk, low reward. Why would Matchroom and Eddie Hearn put Dave Allen in with Hughie Fury? Despite Hughie Fury having that Fury name, he doesn't really have any value. And stylistically, he's all wrong for Dave Allen. I know a lot of people aren't high on Hughie Fury. I'm not particularly high on him either, but he would beat Dave Allen, every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Just all wrong for Dave Allen. Too much movement, too crafty, and I think he'd outbox Dave Allen to a points win. So I'd love to see that fight. I think that fight would be ideal for Hughie Fury, but I don't see it happening, unfortunately. Maybe if David Price won, there would be a better chance. But even that fight, I don't think David Price would have any interest in Hughie Fury. So other than that, where would Hughie Fury go? I really don't think there's much for him domestically in the UK. I actually don't think it would be a bad idea to relocate to the United States and try to fight some of these fringe level US heavyweights, you know, guys like Charles Martin, Dominic Breazeale, Bryant Jennings and people like that. I don't think that would be a bad idea at all. You know, he would pick up a lot of experience and all of those fights are competitive. So maybe that's something they should really consider, you know, going to the States. But having said that, I've just realised Peter Fury, I don't think he's allowed in the States. So yeah, maybe that's unrealistic too. I mean, it's hard to see where Hughie Fury goes because he's just not a name. Doesn't really have a big fan base. Maybe they could bring somebody over like Arthur Spilka. I think that would be a good step up for Hughie Fury. A winnable fight against a semi-known opponent. I wouldn't mind that fight. It would be interesting to watch at least. So yeah, I mean, matchmaking for Hughie Fury is going to be difficult for Mick Hennessy because, like I said, he's got an awkward style, he's hard to look good against, and, you know, he's high risk, low reward. So I am intrigued to see how they match Hughie Fury from here. You know, I have mentioned a few names previously, but I don't think we will get a guy on that level, unfortunately. I think what you'll see is Hughie Fury will fight more unknown guys like Chris Norrad, basically because Mick Hennessy can't get anybody better. I mean, if you are a relevant heavyweight, seriously, why would you fight Hughie Fury right now? I mean, ultimately, if you beat Hughie Fury, you are not really going to get much credit because his stock's at an all-time low. And if you lose to Hughie Fury, I mean, that's a big blow to your career. And even if you beat him and look bad, it doesn't really look good. So, yeah, I keep on saying it, but I really think they are going to struggle to match Hughie with anybody decent for the foreseeable future until he gets like a high ranking or, you know, his profile raises. Don't be surprised to see him fight on small hall shows like this one against less than stellar opposition. But anyway, a decent performance from Hughie Fury. You know, he got the job done, he got the knockout, and he looked fairly good and aggressive doing it. I mentioned that in my prediction video. You know, Hughie Fury was always going to win this fight, but I said in that video, he needs to look good doing it, and he couldn't afford a bad performance. So fair play to Hughie Fury for doing what needed to be done, and we'll see what happens from here. Hughie's not one of my favourite fighters, I've not really made any secret of that, but I am intrigued to see how he's matched from here on out and what type of opponents they can get for him. Hopefully they can get guys who are semi-credible, guys who come to win, and guys who are at a certain level. Because, you know, beating the likes of Chris Norrad, it's not really going to do anything for your career. I accept he needed that type of opponent tonight, coming off a loss, but from here on out, you know, he really needs to be fighting a higher level of competition. But there we go, solid performance from Hughie Fury. I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on this fight, on Hughie's performance. How did you think Hughie looked? Share your thoughts below on his performance. And yeah, I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts. Before we wrap this video up, a few quick notes. I have got a second channel. I made a quick introduction video for that channel. I will link the channel in the comments, and I will pin the comments so you guys can access it. The second channel is nothing to do with boxing. It's basically just a commentary channel where I discuss various topics and issues, as well as share personal stories and things like that. But that second channel could change. I could take it in a different direction. I'm open to options on the second channel, but if you're interested, please feel free to subscribe. Also, for those who don't know, I do actually have a Twitter for this channel. The link to the Twitter should be in the description below. And yeah, again, if you could drop me a follow, that would be much appreciated. And last but not least, thank you for all of the support. Thank you guys for all of the kind comments. It means more to me than a lot of you guys realise. So shout out to you guys. You know, the channel has been steadily growing, not rapidly, but steadily enough. And yeah, I really appreciate your guys' support. Thank you very much. I am Outie5000. Peace.